I'm responding to this text right now. Hold on.
Good. Respond away. Yeah, we got Roy Rose on the show tomorrow. It should be a good show. Everybody's going to find out what Roy's been up to. He's had a heck of a year. He's been on every boat in San Diego, but now he's got a permanent boat to be on. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow, gang, on the show. Hey, everybody, welcome. We're live, Justin and Al. We're full speed here.
Hello, everybody.
It's Promar Ahi USA Monday, gang. We always go live on Mondays and Tuesdays talking Promar, and I couldn't be happier. These two guys are with me every Monday. Pablo can't be with us. He had a good friend died today. So we're with you, Pablo. We're thinking about you, buddy. We love you, man. We're praying for you. And yeah, so that's where Pablo is today. But he had a great night hooping last night in Mission Bay. He ended up with, what did you say, Justin? 21?
21 lobsters he got.
That's phenomenal for down here.
That's good for this time of year down in San Diego. So he figured something out.
Yes, sir.
Then Al, you had some good rock fishing. You kind of talked about it on Saturday, but you had some good rock fishing. And then yesterday you had a little trouble in the bay because the tide's too gnarly right now, right?
Yeah, the king tide yesterday and today and tomorrow. We got out there a little bit before it started moving, and I fished both those zones that I talk about on the game plans. Tried to get some big sand bass to bite. It wasn't moving good enough yet, but so I moved around a bunch. And the Seaport Village area produced about 20 spotties. And then we went, we were fishing for halibut kind of the same zones, dragging a few baits around. They got a couple rake baits. And then I went into some shallow, well, as shallow as I could get in the Riviera, snooping around, winding some baits around and stuff. And we never really got on the halibut. But once these king tides go away, it should get good again.
Right.
Yeah. It's still pretty good. It's just not epic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
sorry, I was just reading this. Today's Pablo's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Pablo.
Birthday, Pablo. So, the standards, though, Al, for you being not epic and other people being epic are two different things. Right. So your not epic day consists of 20 to 40 keeper fish.
Right, I get a little jittery, man, when it's like that, bouncing around the boat, trying to get on them. You know what I mean? Because it gets spoiled out there, man. When they're biting, you catch like 150 of them.
This was Al's slow day on Saturday, gang. This was what a slow day with Captain Al looks like.
Yeah. So there's two different things of epic.
Right.
Your epic, your standards of epic, and other people's standards of epic.
Correct.
A phenomenal day. If you want a knockout day, obviously, like what Dave said, 100 plus fish is a knockout day.
Right.
But a slow day for us, a slow day for Al the other day is a 30 fish limit.
Yeah.
It was one of those, that rock car trip was one of those days where I was going through all my waypoints, driving over them, going, man, where's everything at? So it came time to just drop on them, you know what I mean? Whether it was no fuzz down there or not. And we put together a good bag by the end of the day, but it wasn't, you know how it is when it's good, man, you roll up and all 6 rods are bendo, and then you go back up there again, bendo, you know what I mean? And it's over in an hour. You know?
So what people don't know, Al, is how much you go through to get those 30 fish.
Right.
Say you're out there fishing and you're only out there fishing 5 hours.
Right.
So everyone has to look at the travel time to get to the destination, the travel time to get back home. That can be a 3-hour trip, 1.5 hours one way, 1.5 hours the other. Right. And then you got to look at another, an hour to drive around to find the spot where the fish are, because we're not going to just nilly-willy stop in the middle of the ocean and go, drop your lines and catch them.
Got to go through the milk run. Yep.
Yeah. So that's one thing everyone's got to keep in mind. I guarantee you, Al the other day, even though only 30 fish, that's a good day. Only 30 fish, but he took multiple drives to different spots.
Right.
To get those 30 keepers. So it was drop your lines, nothing. Let's go somewhere else. Drop your lines, nothing. Right. One fish comes up. Drop your lines again. 2 fish come up. then you're like, okay, I can find a better spot. So you can
Right. Keep moving. You got to keep moving until your time's running out, because you never know when you're gonna hit that glory hole. You know.
Yep.
And the good thing is now I got all electric reels, man. So man, I just tell them, wind them up, and they wind it up real quick, and I can move fast. You know.
Yeah.
It's a lot better. You know. It's tough keeping all the batteries charged and stuff, but yeah, I used to never have them, and now I have them. I have 6 of them.
That's funny. That's cool.
So the thing is, what we're trying to explain to everybody out there is you guys get to watch Justin. You get to see the trials and tribulations of what it's like. Same thing goes on for every captain that's doing charters, or you guys that are doing it on your private boat. When you guys look at the fish counts, or you look at all the pretty pictures that all these guys post, now while you're watching Justin live, and pretty soon Al will be live and Pablo will be live. We just need a couple more sponsors that understand what's going on, and we'll have cameras on Al's boat, cameras on Pablo's boat. But what you guys are seeing is you're seeing the real thing. There's no editing. There's nothing. We're not putting any fluff out there. When you watch Justin live day in and day out, you're getting to see exactly what's going on. So it's like we've pulled the curtain back, and we're allowing you guys all in. Why are we doing that and no one else is doing that? Is because we're not afraid. We want you all to be successful. That's why our website's so successful. That's why our social media is so successful. That's why we gain so many followers every day, is because there's no curtain that we're hiding behind. It's laying it out there. It either is or it isn't good. And there's no fluff. We don't throw out a bunch of garbage that doesn't mean anything. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's good, it's good. If it's slow like Al had on Saturday and you only get 30, then it's slow. Right? Like the other night, Justin, what'd you get? 9 lobsters, and you were saying how slow it was. There's a lot of people watching right now that would be stoked to get 9 lobsters. I think there's some charter boat guys that would be stoked to get 9 in lobster right now.
Right. That's swell down here in San Diego at the opening of the bay. The first part of the bay made them crawl pretty good. Not a bunch, but a few of my guys that are out there a lot did well every night. About 5 nights.
And I believe there's so much movement. There's so much stuff going on right now. I really think that when this giant swell, this king tide, when everything mellows out, that water is still going to be filthy. And then I think we're going to get a little crawl that we haven't had. I mean, yeah, Justin, you had a phenomenal night the other night, but we're both saying it's slow because you set the bar so high last year to over 2,000 legal lobsters that now if you're not pulling up hoops with 15 or 20 lobsters in it every time, everybody's like, gosh, this is slow.
Yeah.
Right. Last year was a really rainy year. Hopefully we get a bunch of rain here next 3 months. That'd be great for the lobster guys anyway.
Yeah, it'll suck for Gavin though. He won't be able to take money out of the slush fund for the drought.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I say that out loud? I don't want to lose half the audience. I know you guys are going to vote for him to be your president because he's so handsome.
So the other thing I was going to say is, I got to remember what I was going to say. I opened up the garage so I can see the kids out there riding their electric scooters.
Yeah, that was cool. Madden's new helmet. That thing's cool. Al's got a couple of them for his grandkids.
Oh, yeah, those are cool. I like those spiky helmets. I picked them out.
Mohawk ones. Heck yeah.
Yeah. It looks like John Stanley's fired up. I got him on the 13th of January on a lobster trip.
Oh, cool.
We'll have fun. Hopefully there's some swell and they're moving a little bit for us, John.
You're going to be laughing your butt off with John Stanley in the boat. Holy cow. Too funny.
Yeah, he kind of took over the other night on your boat. Comedy relief. It was like having a mirror on the boat.
I know. It's so funny.
That's cool. It makes the time go by, you know? And you got fun clients and stuff.
Well, so I remember what I was going to say now. So we were talking about how the whole going out there and moving spot to spot, and everyone thinks, slow day. Al said is only 30 fish. Well, that's actually a really good day for most. But the thing is also is we can go to one spot, anchor up, and let you try to catch fish. But like Dave said 100 times, people don't want to go fishing. Nobody wants to go fishing. Everyone wants to go catching. Everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. Oh, I'm going to take my day off today to just go and try to catch a fish. No one wants to do that. People want to go out. The reason why they charter the boats is to go and catch. They're not going out there to spend money to go in it. Maybe we will, maybe, probably not, but that's why we're going to spend our money. No, everyone wants to catch something.
Right.
So when we go to one spot, we're not going to anchor up and catch nothing. We have a major issue with catching nothing in the first minute or two.
Yeah, we do.
Our brain goes on fire, and we're like, all right, what do we got to do? Now we have to think. And we don't want to think. We would just want to stop and go and catch.
I started thinking the night before. I'm looking around, figuring stuff out before I even go to bed.
So once we stop, and if it's not a knockout, everyone's bendo, we got, okay, now what do we do? Now we have other plans. We have other game plans, game plan B, C, D, so on and so on. Now, if no one's catching in the first minute or two, we want to move automatically. But other people, they want to sit there. So most of the time, we sit there for you to get your line wet. We may sit there for 5 minutes, but it's going to really get to us, and you're going to start seeing us start shaking like, ah! So what'll happen is we're going to say, bring them up. Most of the time, you're going to see people normally get disappointed that they have to reel them up, but it's for the good. It's for the good for you to catch stuff. We're going to move to the next spot. Hopefully we get a knockout set on the next spot, whether we're drifting or we're anchoring, and get from there. So that's why we're moving so much. Yes. Everyone knows we're not moving because we want to leave fish to go find fish. We're trying to leave that spot to go find fish. So that's why.
Yeah. A lot of people, Justin, a lot of people think we just want to drive around. And I don't even know where that came from. I don't know who decided that we just want to drive around. I ran sport boats for quite a while, and I used to turn the PA up so I could hear the people on the deck, and they would go, God, I wish this captain would just stop. I just want to fish. I'm like, no, you don't. Yeah. You don't want to fish. You want to catch. You're not on the boat with me because you want to fish. You want to catch something.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so true, though. But that's the cool thing about this live show that we're doing is you're getting to see what's really going on. And like I keep telling you guys, we're pulling the curtain back and we're showing you what it's really like to be a charter boat captain, what it's really like to be in charge of the whole thing. There's nobody on the boat that wants to catch fish on Justin's boat or catch lobsters more than Justin. Because like you just said a minute ago, that when they're biting, we don't have to, we can turn our mind off. We know how to catch.
Yeah.
We can turn our mind off and just start putting them in the bags or taking pictures of all the lobsters coming over the rail, all that stuff. The fish are biting. It's good. But when they're not, and like for us, when they're not biting in the first minute, our head is spinning.
Mm-hmm.
I can still remember trips back in the 90s where I'm second guessing myself today. That's how into this whole fishing thing I'm in. I'm in it, and so is Justin. We talk about it after his trips, before the podcast. We're always talking about what we could have done different, what we should have done, what we did right, which very often we didn't do much right, but we got lucky.
Yep, exactly. And it's like lobster fishing also. Everyone's here. Let me shut this garage door a little bit. It's blinding.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
Here, this is what I did yesterday. This is why I'm so sunburned, everybody. Check this out. Watch this. If you look out here, you can see all the birds. That's straight Jack Crevalle, just foaming. And we are casting the iron on them, and it is biting. One of the most funnest days I've had. I'm going to put together this great video. This is all on the surface iron, on the Tesoro 10, on the PCH 9-foot. That's my jig rod. And these things were kicking my butt. Look at the beautiful Jack Crevalle, and they were foaming everywhere like you saw in the beginning of this. And then here's my great captain. If you look, Kevin Cubby Paul looking down on me. We are having the time of our lives. This was yesterday. There he is. Hey, Kev. Woo! Pretty fun fishing. Yeah, that was yesterday, gang, and it was a ball. It was a blast. I had so much fun. It got to the point where I couldn't even throw the surface iron anymore. My back and my right arm were just aching. It's been a long time since I caught fish like that on the surface iron. I ended up catching 5, and that was all. That was all I could handle. I couldn't handle anymore. You're going to get to see on my videos this week. You'll get to see that trip. It was insane. We ended up catching 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for the 3 of us, all on surface iron, all off the bow. Cubby chasing foamers. It was pretty cool. No boats, just us, all surface iron. And if you didn't know how to throw the surface iron, you weren't going to catch those things. There were times where we had 8 or 10 of them chasing the bait at the same time, or chasing the jig. It was pretty bitchin', Justin.
That is so freaking cool. And to be with Cubby. Did Cubby catch any?
No, but Cubby was the captain. Cubby was driving the boat around, getting us on there. My buddy Cub, man, he's still doing it. Unbelievable. Brain surgery, took tumors out of his brain, lung surgery, neck surgery. Oh my God. He's still got a hole right here in his side. And he's out there driving the boat. Oh my God, it was just a blast all day. It was so much fun.
That is so cool. So the other thing is come on, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Hey, don't be so happy.
Okay.
Hey.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Did you fall?
All were dying.
Oh,
So
Look
I
at
don't.
that helmet.
One,
Woo, that's a good looking helmet.
you fell 2 times?
yeah, I tried to do what am I doing, but I can't.
You trying to do wheelies?
No,
Oh, okay, good.
I did a little.
Little wheelies? Okay.
I did.
So the other thing is like when we're out going back to the whole moving around and everything, when we're out lobster fishing, it's the same thing as like fishing. Same exact thing. We put our nets down and we pull them, but if we're pulling nothing, we're not going to set our nets in the nothing area. We're going to move them and go somewhere else. So you'll see me on the live videos moving my nets constantly to a different spot. We're not going to put them in the same spot because we're going to catch nothing. It's the same thing when you're out there fishing. You go to Catalina Island, or let's just say the Horseshoe, okay? The Horseshoe kind of sucks right now, so just in case everyone knows. So say you go to Olympic Rock at Horseshoe. You anchor up and you're going to catch nothing, okay? You're catching nothing at Olympic. Are you going to stay there and maybe one bait will get bit one time the whole day? Or are you going to move to another spot at the Horseshoe? You're going to move. I guarantee you're going to pick up and move. Well, if you were smart, you're going to pick up and move and go to a different spot and try that rock at the Horseshoe. And then continue and continue. Same thing with lobster hooping. We drop our nets. Once we find the spot that is producing lobsters, we are then going to utilize that area and bring our nets closer, because now we know that the lobsters are congregated in that area. In case y'all didn't know, lobsters move. They don't stay in one spot. If you go tonight lobster fishing and you go over to the Navy Mole over in Long Beach and you catch nothing, or you catch 200 lobsters tonight. Tomorrow you go back over there and you realize you're not catching anything. That's because the lobsters moved. They're out looking around. This is the season where it's going to start becoming a little bit more active because the males are looking for the females. I don't know if you know, but whenever a male looks for a female, normally the female starts to try to run away, and we got to catch up to them. That's the same thing with lobsters. The males are chasing around the females. Same with animals, same with people, same with everything. The females are moving, the males are chasing. So once they find a hideout, say the sun starts to come up in the morning time, they're going to find a hideout in a rock area. Normally there's a whole bunch of them at one time congregated. They're going to hide out in that area for the night or for the daytime. And then at nighttime, they're going to start moving around again. So hopefully your hoop nets are in that area. So you just got to look. Those like I said, the Navy Mole, it's a big, giant area. Every now and then you'll see me in that area. I'll, if I'm catching lobsters in there, I'll try the next day. But if the next day, if they're not there, I'm going to try a mile away from there because they could be a mile away. So there's an example. Hopefully it makes sense.
There's a great video. It's on YouTube because I looked it up a couple months ago when I was talking about the March of the Spiny Lobster. If you watch that, Jacques Cousteau made that back in the 70s. It is an incredible video. It shows the lobsters walking across the bottom of the ocean in a couple 100 feet of water, and it looks like the ants at your house in the backyard, the trail of ants, how they walk in line. All the lobsters march exactly that same way. Why or where are they going? Jacques Cousteau didn't even know, and he was kind of intelligent on the ocean. But the March of the Spiny Lobsters is a great video if you want to watch that to try to understand what Justin just talked about. There's like where Al's fishing in San Diego Harbor. Yeah, there's some lobsters to be caught, but those things crawled in. They just crawled into that zone. And then the next day, like Justin said, they won't be there again. There's no rhyme or reason. If we had it all figured out, the three of us would be living on an island somewhere and you guys would just be throwing money at us. But Al, did you get booked?
15 minutes, you're going to let me know.
Yeah, gang, live podcast. Captain Al may have a charter this afternoon. He may not, but we'll find out live here when he calls back in 15 minutes.
Repeat client.
You guys, we got Promar's got 15% off until the end of the year, which is in 2 days. Today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's the end of the year, gang. You guys have to take advantage of this. Jump on the 15% off. There's the QR code. If you can't see it, if you're just listening while you're driving in the car, when you go to the Promar Ahi USA website, type in the code YSWG and the number 22 on your way out the door, and you'll save 15% on your orders. That's pretty amazing. Normally, if you're following us and you're using our code, it's 10% off. You're saving 15 till the end of the year. That's a pretty good deal. Captain Al, Captain Justin, myself, Pablo, Sonny, we use Promar products all the time. I got introduced to Promar when Kelly caught that world record lobster back in 2006. 2006. And that's when I found out Promar, what they do. And they've gone way beyond the Call of Duty with me, taking care of you guys. Right, Al? Right, Justin?
Absolutely.
Yes. They have.
They stand behind their product. They're not afraid. They go on charters with Justin. They go on charters with Al. They get out on the boat. They watch their products being used. That's kind of a big deal. Like I talked about with Scott Manson the other day, Friday on our podcast. Back in the day, the jig guys would come on the boat with their buckets full of jigs. Promar does the same thing with us. They bring all their gear. But you don't have to bring anything, because if you go with Justin, Al, or Pablo, you're going to have a hard time not touching Promar products on the boat all day. Everything you touch is Promar. Just like you had the Fish and Wildlife guy the other day using the Promar glove. Don't worry, I'll set that video up.
That's so funny. Yeah, so now that we're talking about Fish and Wildlife, as everyone's seen that watched the live show the other day, we got boarded. Finally, thank you. We've been asking and begging for it live on the live show forever. But yeah, they boarded us and everything was fast. It was 2 to 3 minutes max. Why? Because we already had all of our stuff in gear. We had all the lobster cards already set away. We had all of our fishing licenses already ready to go. I already know the procedure, what fishing game do. For example, they come up to your boat. They don't ask to come on. They just get on your boat. They're allowed to. They don't need a search warrant. So if you play that card with them and say, oh, you need a search warrant, you're already asking for trouble. So they're already going to come on your boat. So just be prepared. They're coming on your boat. He jumps on the boat really quick. What's cool is the captain of the boat that was driving. He was making jokes and everything. It was pretty cool. But he came on the boat and immediately we said, we have lobsters. They didn't have to ask us. We already knew they were going to ask. We have lobsters. They're in the bait tank. So he went over there to get him out. He wanted to use one of the Promar nets, but it would have jacked up my net. And I said, no, don't use that net because it's going to mess it up. So I told him to use a different net. Instead, he decided that he's going to reach over into my deep bait tank, which is all wet, and start grabbing them with his bare hands. So that's
boy.
Huh?
I said, that'll scar him up a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't care. They're just like, they were there to do a job, get it done, and get it over with, right?
Right.
So Darren told him, hey, you want a Promar glove to put on? He's like, oh, yeah, that would help. So he put on the Promar glove and started grabbing them one after another, measuring them. What was cool is, you know what the measuring device was that they were using?
The Promar measuring.
Promar measuring device. That's the one they were using. They had the one that was the crab and the lobster one. That's the measuring device they were using. So that shows you that device is complete 100% legit. That's the one they were using. They were measuring every one of them. We threw them into the net, measured them, threw them into the net. He asked us for the other guy. No, the other guy didn't even ask us. I said, do you want to see our lobster cards and fishing license? He's like, well, yeah. So immediately already knew he was going to ask us. So we got him out right away, showed him. It was done quick, easy. And I showed him the buoys, because on your buoys, you have to have your Go ID. Well, in case you didn't know, commercial guys have to have their commercial ID. So I showed him the ID, and he looks at it and kind of looks at me, and I'm all, yes, it's commercial. So he's like, oh, is this a charter? And I said, well, no, it was going to be, but then it's not now. So if you want to see anything else, I can show you. And he's like, oh, no, you're good. So the other guy said, well, can I see your logbook? So we, in case anyone doesn't know, we have to do a logbook every time we leave the dock. So I showed him, it's on my phone. I showed him it, and he really didn't. He was just like, cool, you started it, you're good. Once we start it, it's already in the system. You can't go back. It's already a done deal. So I showed him the logbook. He was good with it. And I knew he was going to ask to look inside of the ice chest and everything else. These are the procedures that they go through. So I told him, you want to see inside the ice chest? And he's like, well, yeah. So as soon as I did that, the other guys that were hoop netting about maybe a quarter mile away from us took off like a bat out of hell. And he looked over at them and he's like, we got to go. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, those guys are leaving fast. He's like, no, you're good.
Right.
And why is that? It's because I've offered to show them everything. If I was going to hide something, I would say, oh, no. I wouldn't tell them anything. I would stand there and be quiet and let them ask me. Instead, I already knew that I was all in the right. And I already knew what they were going to ask for. So I'm like, no, look in here, look in there, look anywhere you want. That's fine. So they already knew I had nothing to hide. So they just jumped on their boat and took off like a bat out of hell. So.
Yeah, it was cool to watch. It was very, very cool to watch because you got to see Justin's been involved with fish and wildlife for a very long time in his life and what he did for a living before. You got to see how a professional treats a professional. Gang, I've told you 100 times on our podcast over the last 5 years, when they come up to you, treat these guys with respect. Those of us that are old, these could be our sons or our daughters. Those of you that are young, these could be your friends or your brothers or your sisters. Lay off the attitude. They're doing a job that's very, very dangerous. 99% of the time, they're coming up on guys that have weapons. And they're dripping attitude. They've been drinking. And don't be that guy. Always conduct yourself in a professional manner. These guys are just trying to do their job. Stop the poaching. The people that are out there poaching are the problem. But you got to watch Al and Don Stanley and Darren. They were ready. They knew what was going to happen. Don was having fun with them. He asked for their warrant, but he knew he was having fun. They were just trying to have fun. The guys were laughing. They knew who Justin was. The officer that was driving the boat, he watches our show. He watches our live show. But everybody was super chill. Yeah, very professional. Everything went smooth as we knew it would. We were begging to get boarded for a very long time, and it finally happened. Hey, Al, Dennis Barr, did you see what he said? Here, it's on the screen. He's inviting you to go pheasant hunting with him.
Oh, dang. That's cool. I would take that up if I was you.
Oh yeah, those guys, man, they're top notch. They fished with me a couple times now, 3 times I think, and they're my favorite heroes. They're cool, man. Dennis is always inviting me up to Idaho, shoot bucks, whatever. I got to get up there. Definitely want to go pheasant hunting. That's fun stuff. Thanks, brother. I'll call you.
And Devin, you're absolutely right. Even when Captain Al or Justin or myself need anything from Promar, I don't even know how they do it. They get the order at noon, 1 o'clock. The next day, it's at your house. You're absolutely correct, Devin. That Promar is a stand-up company, and they deliver the product so fast it makes your head. I don't know how they do that, Justin.
It's because they're on it. It's either you're on it or you're not on it. One of the two.
And
they have the staff. They hire really good professional people to be on it. So that's what you get. When you see a professional company, that's just what you get. That's why they're top notch. But Devo, I'm not making elk jerky. Jerky, to me, making jerky out of a wild game is just the meat that you really don't want to cook up. I only have ground steaks and roasts. That's all I have on elk. So I have to keep it top notch.
Nice. Yeah, Lisa, you're absolutely right. And you got to see it firsthand when you went on the boat with Justin. Like Lisa's saying right here, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. There it is on the main screen. But that's how it should be when you go on a charter boat with somebody. The last thing you want to see is a bunch of non-professionalism. You can tell right away when you get on the boat if it's going to be a smooth trip or if it's going to be a poop show. And
yeah,
that would be pretty silly if we were doing live shows and having it be a poop show, right, Al?
Yeah, that's not me. I'm OCD with everything.
Yeah, just don't let too many people sit on my bed. You know, I was noticing the cushions were getting a little flattened. That couch on Al's boat has been my bed more than one time, and I sleep good on that thing. That boat's so comfortable, it's so bitching. And then, I didn't even tell you. I did. You know that fish that your daughter caught?
Yeah.
I caught it again. Great fish. 14-inch spotted bay bass right on the front of the dock on that lure you told me to use. I caught that little sucker right before I left.
Right on. Yeah, it's pretty fun. You flip that thing around there and get yanked down every now and then.
Yeah, them hookup baits are magic.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about bass and lures or jigs. I wanted to mention one thing that hasn't been mentioned in a while, and Darren and Don Stanley, they both got to experience it. It's called the Ikara jig from Promar. So the other day when we were out hoop netting, before we went live, we were using the Ikara jig, and Darren caught a really nice, he caught, there's only 2 sand bass in the ocean right now, and he caught one of them with the Ikara jig. It was really freaking cool. So he caught that one, and he wanted to keep it, but I told him, there's only 2 of these left, and we should let it go.
What size? How deep were you fishing? Was it in the harbor or outside?
20 feet, 25 feet.
What size jig was it?
It was the second to the smallest one. I don't remember what the sizes are.
Half ounce or something.
But the smallest one is really good, really, really good. So if you want to go deeper water, you get the deeper ones. But yeah, I found the smallest one or the second to smallest one is by far the best. So, and the way that we use them is we cast it out and we pop it, pop, pop, pop. Let it hit the bottom, pop, pop.
It's like a rattle, kind of like a rattle trap, kind of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Let it just bounce off that bottom. That quick action is pretty.
I need to get those guys to send me some, man. I'll put them through the test in the bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a picture up here in a second of what this jig looks like, gang. Keep talking.
That spot that you have, Al, for all the bass, I guarantee you're going to knock the crap out of them with that Ikara jig. Get the one in the Spanish mac or the one that looks like a greenback or a sardine. Not a sardine, an anchovy.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing. Just let it go to the bottom and just pop it up like 1 foot. Pop, 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 pop.
That's what I do with the gulp. They love it. They love it like that. And that thing's got 2 hooks on it, right? 2 treble hooks.
Two treble hooks. Two single J hooks, and they're really sharp.
All they gotta do is get close to it.
Just get close to it, and you're good. Yeah.
There it is. That's the jig right there, Al.
Yeah. That thing will smash. I'll smash him in the bay with that thing.
Yeah.
And you guys don't have to go to any other place. Don't look anywhere else. Like Devin was saying earlier, just use this QR code, gang, and order these things now while there's 15% off. And I haven't seen many of you downloading this QR code for a while. I don't know why. Do y'all already have it? You know what to do?
You should get John Stanley on here right now. There's a boat running into the barge.
John Stanley, come on.
Yeah, jump on, John.
John Stanley's using some GoPro right now, I said, too.
It's out in public, so you're legally allowed to video it.
Let me send him an invite, and we want to see you live on the show right now, John. You guys keep it going while I'm sending him this invite.
Yeah, so, yeah. I just seen everyone, if you're seeing on the comments, Darren is commenting over there. The one that we used the other day is an 80 gram. The 60 gram, though, works just as good, maybe a little better. Especially if you're in like that 60 feet or under depth, it's really, really good. So, and if you have any questions at all about it, of how to work it, just like I said, the easiest way to throw it out there and work it is you can cast that thing like 1,400 miles. So make sure you have enough line on your reel. Throw it out there, let it hit the bottom. Once it hits the bottom, you're going to reel up that slack, and you want to keep it big no matter what. Keep the feel of the jig at all times. So what I do is I pop, let it drop, pop, let it drop, pop, let it drop, pop, pop, and just keep popping it, pop it, pop it. And when you pop it, you want to think of, okay, how is this jig hitting the bottom? And when I pop it, how far up is it coming? So you only want it to jump up maybe 1 to 2 feet off the bottom. And just like Don Stanley was telling me the other day, with Stanley Plumbing, he was on my boat. He was telling me that he was on his boat and he had someone there, and they're like, oh, do you ever see halibut in the harbor right here? And he's like, well, matter of fact, we do. Watch. He takes that jig, he throws it out there. First cast, pop, pop, halibut. He reels in this halibut and catches a freaking halibut right there for his friends. So,
wow.
It's cool. It works on everything.
Yeah, when you're popping those baits around like that, the bites are vicious too.
Yeah.
Full reaction.
Reaction.
Yeah.
Reaction.
John Stanley, did you get it? I sent you the link. You know what's cool about that jig? Justin, last year when we first got those jigs, you were showing everybody how to use it at the dock. And you couldn't even keep the fish off of it. He was just trying to show everybody, here, how you tie it on. This is how you drop it. And bam! Fish after fish, Cap Mal. You couldn't have, it wouldn't have made sense.
It was live. We were live.
We were live.
They send me some of that stuff. I'll make some videos for them.
I think Brian will send you some of that stuff. I think he's watching right now. I think they're trying to tie up the end of the year. So we'll get you some of those out either way. And then we need some videos on that ghost shrimp pump.
Yeah, that's going to happen this week.
This King Tide, you should be able to get us some, right?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I was sick, man. I had pneumonia, and I powered through those trips with pneumonia. And that day I talked to you,
yeah,
Saturday, I went to
urgent care
and spent my 4 hours over there, and I got a bunch of all kinds of stuff. So I'm doing better now. I still got a pretty good cough and some shit in my lungs, but stuff in my lungs. But
yeah,
I'm not letting nothing hold me down. So the wife's really sick right now.
Oh, good.
She's inside getting ready to throw up. It's been sick around here. So
everyone's getting sick.
But I just do my best to power through it. If the phone rings and I got to go fishing, I'm out of here. I don't care unless I'm puking, you know?
Right.
Seems like everyone's getting sick with normal stuff this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of respiratory stuff going on too.
Yeah, a few years ago they called it something else.
Right. But now, since they know who the new president is, there's no need to call it anything except what it is: the flu or pneumonia.
So yeah, this QR code right there, everyone, for 15% off at Promar. If you want to get them Ikara jigs, I would highly suggest getting 2 or 3. You'll love them, I promise. And yeah, scan the QR code or use code YSWG at checkout or YSWG22 at checkout. And that'll save you 15% as well.
Yeah, it's a great deal, gang. And you're going to want to have some of these jigs. So why not save a little bit before you buy them? Use that QR code. It'll change what you catch. I promise you. Also, saving money. And anytime you go fishing, you're going to want to have the GT4 fluorocarbon. Let's see if we got a picture of that. This stuff. Look at whose picture's on the package. Oh, my God.
That silly guy.
Crazy talk right there. Come on, Al. Don't die on us.
I got some of that stuff right here.
Let's see. Hold on.
This stuff?
That GT4 fluorocarbon. I got some right here too. I think Justin does too. That's
I got enough to keep some in my garage too. Some in the boat, some in the garage. In case I need to lace anything up in the garage, I got some.
Yeah, this stuff's the best. That's what I was using yesterday with that surface iron, catching those. I was using their 60-pound. Tried straight to my 65-pound braid. I just like to have a short piece, just a little piece, not a top shot. I use a little piece, 12, 18 inches long is all. I think it's important between my braided line and my lure or my hook. I got to have a piece of invisible. In the GT4 fluorocarbon. But there's the wind-on lures Justin uses for those thresher sharks. Look at the back of that package. There's a QR code on the back. It gives you a video of Justin teaching you how to do it. The QR code's right there above Ahi.
Okay, so I have something, and this is going to be a surprise to everyone. What time is it? 12:42. How many people we got watching?
62.
Okay, so this right here is the 60-gram Ikara jig. This is actually one of my favorite colors too. This is the Spanish Mac. And this one right here is a 60-gram anchovy. I'm going to give these away today. I will mail them to you. The terms and conditions on this show, I'm giving both these away. One to one person, one to the other person. Whatever Al and Dave want to come up with, there's going to be some winners today. So everyone stay tuned. I'll mail these out to you. I have these. Unfortunately, I only have one more left of the 21-gram one. So I'm going to keep this one for myself. It's mine. But this is the 21-gram one. These are actually stock from when they first came out, and I was doing product testing on these before they were even known for a jig. The ones now, they have the Ahi little logo on it on the very bottom. I don't know if you can see that right there, but see that Ahi logo? The ones that we were testing before had no logos on them at all. They were just blanks that we were testing out, and they seemed to work, so they made them. So I'm gonna give these out to one lucky person and one lucky person. So whatever Dave and Al want to come up with for whoever to win. Now I'll mail them out to you today or tomorrow.
The first 10 people that hit the QR code right now, I'll pick one person out of the first 10 that hit the QR code for the Promar Ahi that's up on the screen right now. And it's going to be pretty easy. No one's hit the QR code, Justin. So the first 10, I'll pick one person out of that. And then Captain Al, what do you got?
Renee, these are the new ones. These are the brand new ones that are out right now.
You got a trip? Did the guy book you?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Booked it. I'm responding to him right now.
Okay. And then Captain Al, the first 4 people that send Al a text message right now, you'll be in there, and Al will pick one of you. The first 4 people that text message Captain Al Clowers, you're going to be in on. No one downloaded the QR code, Justin, so we don't have to give away the one I'm giving away. We're going to keep. Oh, one person did. Uh-oh, one guy, two guys.
The first one will be the
Wow,
one
look
that wins.
My number is 619. Send it to 619-534-3656.
The first 4 people that text Al right now, you're going to get in on that, and Al will pick one of you. And then 3 people have hit the QR code. That's all. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. We got a few more minutes here. We're going to shut it off in 2 minutes. If you don't download the QR code in the next 2 minutes, you're not going to be in on this giveaway. You got 2 minutes. All you got to do is download the QR code. What's the problem? 5 people have done it. Oh my gosh. Justin, I guess the only way we can give stuff away is if we go to the people's house, open up their door, and put it in their bag because they don't want to work for it at all. Can you believe that? Nobody's downloading the QR. Wow, that's crazy. We're giving stuff away.
I have a whole bunch of these too. A whole bunch.
No, we're not giving away anymore though, because no one wants to download the QR code. Only 4 people. Okay, you got 1 more minute. 1 more minute. All you got to do is download the QR code. How hard is that? Oh, now we know why most of you don't catch fish. You can't follow simple directions. That's why. Download the QR code. What are you afraid of?
But so another thing while everyone's figuring out how to download that QR code, how to click on it. Another thing that's coming up in March is the PCS show. It's March 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. We're all going to be there. Make sure you come by, say hi. Also, if you can, make sure you have a mullet or you buy a mullet to put on. Wear your saltwater guide attire. On Saturday, I'm going to be giving out to the lucky winner, whoever has the best mullet and wearing your saltwater guide shirt, hat, or something. I'm going to be giving away 1 spot on my boat on an open party charter for a half day or 3/4 day. Up to you. So make sure you come prepared. Saturday. Saturday is the 8th, March 8th. How do you download from your phone and watching on your phone?
It's over now. You don't have time. It's over now. Now I got to pick a name. All 10 people, you're already done.
So which one do you think, Dave? You want to give out the Spanish Jack one or the anchovy one?
You know me, I'm Mr. Anchovy, so I will do the anchovy one.
This exact one is the one you're going to be getting. Hey, bud, come here and say hi real quick. Real quick. Come on. Here, we're giving away some stuff, so you got to come over here and say congratulations. Come on, mullet man. Let's see here. So yeah, what else are we going to talk about? Everything's quiet now. Shh. Be quiet.
I'm trying to pick a name, but
okay.
Gang, tonight, oh my God, we didn't even talk about this. Tonight, we have 2 spots left available. Zoom meeting tonight. 2 spots left available for tonight's Zoom meeting with Justin. Bowline Sport Fishing. The guy that you see going live. We have 8 spots already sold. We have 2 spots left. It's $29.99 to join this meeting with Justin tonight. It's going to go off at 7 o'clock. It's going to go from 7 to never. And Michael Folk was on it last time. He couldn't believe the information that he got. And he's only been fishing for a living for 60 years. So for Michael to say that, Justin, that was pretty special. And he said he's going to try to join you guys tonight. I gave him the invitation also. So we'll see if he joins you. But you guys got an opportunity to sit down and talk to Justin one-on-one, 10 guys. Probably we sold 8 tickets already. 2 more is all we got available. You can either call me or call Justin, or you can go on the website and just sign up on your own. Either way, we'll get you in there. 2 people, $29.99 to meet with Justin tonight. That doesn't even buy you 1/8 of a tank of gasoline in California anymore. So join us for that. It's going to be spectacular. You can call me up at 949-374-0786, or you can call Justin at
951-703-9442.
And we'll get you out the invitation to come on it with us. You can Venmo, Zelle, send us a check, give us one of your kids. Somehow, some way, we'll get you on the show with Justin tonight. 2 spots left, so don't miss out. It's going to be fun. And then Captain Al, what do you got, buddy?
I got 2 text messages that came in at the same time for that lure.
Okay, well, you eeny, meeny, miny, mo, because they're done.
Do a couple more, right? 4?
Yeah, but he only got 2. We can't even give this stuff away.
John Stanley.
There you go. That's who you picked?
Yeah.
All right, John, there you go. That was that easy. I don't know why it's so hard for people. They don't trust.
He was the first one, so.
Nice. I think it's a trust issue. I think people think that if they hit the QR code, we can get in their bank account or something. I wish.
Hey, anyway, I just booked that trip, so I got to go put on my slickers and get out of here, boys.
Go get them, Al. Send us some pictures.
Hey, I just want to tell everybody on here, Happy New Year. I might not be on here tomorrow. I really appreciate everybody, all the community, your saltwater guide, Justin, Dave, Kelly, the monkey, everybody for a great 2024 season, and we're really looking forward to 2025. I have the little Stringari skiff in service now too, so if you want to do the economical skiff bait trip, hit me up. Or you want to go in the Riviera, basically if you got 3 people, you go in the Stringari. If you got 6 or up to 6, you go in the Riviera. So, anyway, the bay is biting and the back bay is going to really get going good here pretty quick. So I will see you guys soon, and I'm headed to San Diego Bay.
Go get them, Al. Have fun, buddy.
See you later.
All right. Devin Cruz, you get the other jig. You get the anchovy style one. There you go, gang.
So now I need your addresses. So if you can text me.
Text or call Justin and let him know.
95. They both have my number. I'll say it again anyways. 951-703-9442.
And tomorrow's show is going to be pretty spectacular with Captain Roy Rose. He's got a big announcement. He's been cruising around for the last 8-9 months working on everybody else's boats, but he's got a new landing spot and he's going to announce it on the show. It's going to be a great show because Roy is like me. If we piss a puddle, we're both going to fight over who gets to be the first one to cast into it. He absolutely loves fishing. So it's going to be a great show tomorrow. I hope you guys can join us. And I don't think you guys will see Justin before New Year's. So go ahead, Justin. Let them all know.
I'm leaving, everyone. No, I'm just kidding. No. So I wanted to also say, Brent just mentioned it. Dave and I started a new group on Facebook. It's called the Ultimate Lobster Group. Make sure everyone goes over there and starts to follow it. Because once we hit 1,000 followers, we're going to start giving away free stuff every single month to one lucky winner. So go over there, follow it. Once we hit 1,000, once we get to 10,000 followers, I'm going to give away 1 spot on my boat. So,
woohoo!
No, I was going to give away a charter. Never mind. I'm going to give away a charter on my boat for a half day or a lobster trip for hopefully this season. Hopefully we'll hit 10,000 by then. So I'll give away a charter on my boat. Once we hit the 1,000 followers, we're going to be giving away stuff every single month. So it's called the Ultimate Lobster Group.
And we don't talk about anything that doesn't work. We're not using apple juice or gooch juice or whatever. We're
not using kerns or anything like that.
We're talking about what works. We're only telling the truth. We're not showing you any pictures of trips that we didn't do. It's pretty spectacular. I mean, the camaraderie and everything, we're at 230 followers already in 2 days. That's pretty spectacular. We have 800,000 followers on social media. We should hit that 1,000 mark. No problem if you all just went over there. But then again, I guess you guys are super terrified to do anything because we couldn't even get you guys to jump on here to give away free stuff. So,
Yep. And another thing I wanted to mention also, everyone, is if you're not, I mean, unfortunately, we do have freaking weather right now, but if you're not getting out fishing, you need to go fishing right now. And the reason is we have anchovy. We haven't had anchovy in a long time. So my recommendation to you is using 15-pound line or under. Promar Ahi has the GT4 15-pound. Go out there and start fishing the wrecks, the reefs, and so on and so on. Use those anchovy. You're going to be surprised what you catch because you're going to start catching a ton of fish. Ways that you can find out how to use those anchovy, because a lot of people, actually most people aren't used to using anchovy now. They're all used to using the sardine. Go to Your Saltwater Guide, become a member. Dave will give you a free look at it. Learn how to use the anchovies, because once you start using anchovies, you're not going to want to go back to sardines. I promise you. Anchovies are the candy for all fish. It works so good. I think it's better than using squid. Nothing beats anchovies. Everything eats it. For an example, I took a client out. His name is Eli, him and his two sons. We went to the backside of Catalina, and all we had were 2-inch anchovies and then some horse sardines. We used the sardines. You know what we caught? I think 2 calico bass, 2 or 3 calico bass. When we threw, we had a whole bunch of the anchovy, because when you do go to the bait barge and you buy, say, 1 scoop of anchovy, you're going to fill your bait tank. That's a lot of anchovy. So we had a whole bunch of anchovy. I brailed out, or I threw out some chum. Brailing is when we throw out for chum. I brailed out a bunch of anchovy, and the whole ocean top lit up. Boils everywhere. What one of his kids did is he threw one to the bottom, one of those 2-inch anchovies. I mean, literally as big as my finger. He threw it to the bottom. He caught a 30-pound halibut on a 2-inch anchovy. Absolutely unreal. So anchovies are going to definitely work. I guarantee you. You're going to have fun. And make sure all Your Saltwater Guide members, you leave reports on Your Saltwater Guide community page and put out what you caught. And please explain whether you caught it on anchovy or sardine. So.
absolutely. Absolutely, gang. The anchovies are the key to this whole thing. But something you also have to understand is we just had a giant rollover of the ocean. So take a deep breath. These anchovies are going to be around for a while. We're going to come out of this giant swell and this giant tide, and then everything's going to settle down. And like Justin said, when you take a scoop out of your bait tank of those anchovies and throw them in the water, you're going to see fish jumping, cartwheeling, doing stuff you've never seen before. So those big sardines are phenomenal if you want to bite.
But
yeah, we took up a bunch of bites. Kelly and I took them home the other night. We cooked them up, and we had a big bowl of nothing. Thank God we had top ramen, because we wouldn't have had anything to eat. I don't even know what bites taste like, because every time I try to eat them, I look in the bowl, there's nothing there. You take the anchovy and throw them in the water, you're going to catch a bunch of fish. When I was running charters out of Dana Point on that Wild and Sack, if they had anchovies at the bait barge in Newport and not in Dana Point, I'd go to Newport. When I was running charters out of Newport and they only had anchovies in Long Beach, I'd drive all the way to Long Beach. It changes what you catch. Now, most people, like Justin said, don't know how to use them. So don't get discouraged. Don't sit down on your tackle box when you pull up to the bait barge and the guy says, hey, we got anchovies. Don't sit down and start sucking your thumb and whining, because that's only because you don't know how to fish. Let's just say you don't want to use anchovies for bait. You do want to use them for chum, though. And then you can use the Akara jig, or you can use your hookup bait or your surface iron or whatever you want to do. When you're throwing anchovies for chum, the whole ocean is on fire. It's absolutely amazing.
Yes. Well, I have to plug in my computer. Sorry.
It's all good. So don't get discouraged at the bait barge when you show up and they have anchovies, because I'm celebrating it every time they post. that they have anchovies at this bait barge or that boat barge. I'm putting on there. Yay. Thank God we can start to catch. Now, I'm not talking the long range boats, baby. I'm not talking about the guys going down for tuna and stuff. I'm talking about us here in Southern California that want to catch a fish. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
You're going to be blessed. You're going to be super happy.
Yep, absolutely. And someone asked, how big are they? How big are the anchovies? The perfect size. 4 to 5 inches. Absolutely amazing. The best size anchovy that you can use. That's how big they are. And yeah, I would highly recommend. So those of you that are used to getting sardines and you get 1 scoop of sardines and they're like 7 inches long, they look like a miniature mackerel and so on and so on, and you normally get 1 scoop in your bait tank, now you need to step it up and get 2 scoops of anchovy. Why? Because the anchovies are smaller and you can put more in your bait tank. They do well. They're not going to sit there and die. They're going to do very well. Just get 2 scoops, put them in there. And if you think, oh, there's too much in there, take a scoop out, put it in the bucket, and use that for chum when you stop your boat. So you'll love it. You'll thank us. I promise.
Absolutely. Yes, you will. Yes, you will, gang. If we got anything else, you got any questions, you want to throw anything up on the board, you want to ask me anything, or Justin, while you got us here for a few minutes, but don't hesitate to be a part of this show tonight with Justin. It's going to be incredible. If you haven't done it yet, jump on the VIP once and just see what it's all about. There's no obligation. It's a one-time purchase. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy it anymore. I guarantee you'll get way more out of it than you're thinking. And you're going to get questions that you didn't even think of from the other guys that are on there. So go down there and check it all out. It's tonight at 7 o'clock. We got 2 spots available still. I'm looking at the website. No one purchased them, so they're wide open. 2 more people. You can be on there with Captain Justin tonight.
Yep. And what we're gonna go over tonight is any questions that you have, definitely answer all of them. And we're gonna go over how to use these anchovies. Exactly how to use them, what to look for, what to do with them, where to go, where the fish are biting right now, and where they're not biting. So.
And yes, Brett, I have a whole series on my website on how to use anchovies, how to hook them, how to hold them, how to take care of them so that they're alive when you throw them out there, the whole thing. So check it all out. I try to talk about it on the podcast as much as I can, but we have over 500 videos on the website made by me, Justin, Rylan, Al, Sean Morgan, different tackle companies, different tackle shops. We've got so much information there. There's no reason for you to fail unless you want to fail.
And something else that's on the, I know not a lot of people are into this because it is a really boring fishery, but Dave has something on your saltwater guide that no one else has. And that is one of the best swordfish fishermen in California talking about how and where to catch them.
Yeah, yeah. And no, Bob, it's not on your saltwater guide. You should get an invitation. I think Elliot's going to send them out this afternoon. The invitations to the show at 7 o'clock. I believe
they already got sent out, and I'm sure there's more getting sent out as well. But it's probably going to go to your spam, either the promotions or the spam folder.
Yep. So make sure to check that. And if you still haven't got the invitation, Bob, just call Justin. He'll get it over to you. He has access to it. He can copy and paste it and send it to you. You definitely have to be on there, Bob. You're one of the guys. You definitely got to be in there. And then everybody else, thank you so much. I'm sorry I asked so much from you guys today. I asked you to send Al 4 text messages. I know that was hard. And then I asked 10 of you to download the QR code. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for making you guys do stuff. I really apologize. We just wanted to give away some stuff and have fun today, but it'll be a while before we ask you to participate again, I promise. So don't quit watching us because Dave asked you to participate in the show.
Jeez.
I'm just kidding. Everybody relax. You know,
get your panties in a wad, everyone. It's all right.
I'm the most sarcastic human being on the planet. You know that. So thank you all very much for watching the show. Justin, good luck tonight. Promar gloves. Promar, let's throw their QR code back up there one more time. You got 2 days.
If you're not going to buy anything, at least go over there and get these. They're inexpensive. You're going to save 15%. You're going to need them. You're going to go through them very fast. They last on my boat about maybe 6 months, and that's using them constantly. This is what you seen the fish and wildlife officer use on my boat to grab those lobsters, and had no problem at all grabbing them, and he liked them. So use these. They're good for anchor ropes. They're good for lobsters. They're good for sculpin, but you will get poked. Don't think you're not going to get poked. But they're good to grab fish, bass. They're not going to chew up your fingers. There you go. And they come in pink.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. And Rylan and Amanda showed everybody how important it is to have those on their hands when you're pulling the ropes. It or line, or whatever you want to call it, rope, line, whatever. I know there's no rope on a boat.
Yeah, those of you that missed it, we were out lobster fishing or lobster hoop netting, whatever you want to call it. We're out lobster hoop netting, and my wife Amanda was pulling up the ropes with her bare hands, and was struggling because it kept slipping. Rylan, my 10-year-old, walks over there and goes, "Here, Mom, I'll get it." Has the gloves on and starts grabbing her up and pulling it up like it's nothing. So it's pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing, gang. Thank you all for watching the show today. I'll see you all tomorrow with Captain Roy Rose. It'll be a great show. Thank you all. Don't forget, Justin tonight, VIP meeting. It's going to be fun. Everybody, thank you. I will see you tomorrow. Justin, tell everybody how happy you are that they're part of this. And that.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I won't see you until next year. So Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Thank you so much, everyone, for everything you've done for us, that you've done for me as well throughout this whole year. Next year is going to be bigger and better because there's new things coming out. Stay tuned.
And you're going to be live Thursday?
I'll be live Thursday, Friday, and I got to look at my calendar.
First live show of the year, and we'll be asking for participation. We'll be giving away some more stuff during that show, so be ready to participate. All right, everybody. Thank you. Bye.